Spartans. He got labeled as a pocket passer. He can hurt you running the football. He's got a very quick release, and I talked about it in the open. He's elusive. He can buy time in the pocket to allow things to develop downfield.
You may not recognize these Spartans if you've not watched them in a while. They've thrown it more than anybody in the country the last 2 weeks. They begin with a quick
struggles that Ohio State had trying to match up with the tight ends for Iowa.
2nd and 6 on the Spartans' opening drive, and this is the Ohio native L.J. Scott with a first down to the 49. This is right now at 7-2 after the 3-9 season last year. Scott goes out, Holmes comes in, and on 1st and 10, he's got his first touch of the day. Or a short gain, it'll be 2nd and 8 as Draymond.
They've executed well, and then they've been kind of able to get hot in the passing game.
Pressure coming. Lewerke sacked back at the 40. And it was Malik Harrison in for the injured Booker with the sack.
It's going to be Harrison. It's going to be Bosa as well. Watch the pressure that they're able to get off the edge, and this is what really plays to the strength of this Ohio State football team, is how good they are at bringing pressure at the snap of the football combined with their talent and speed up front.
Although lately teams have done a good job of limiting that pass rush. Only 3 sacks over the last 3 games for the Buckeyes.
Matchup to keep your eye on. Number 18, Felton Davis. He's been big for the Spartans.
On 3rd down and 18, they rush 5 and move Lewerke off his spot. Able to keep it alive and take off. Brian Lewerke stumbles close to the first down.
Exactly the type of play calling you want to see from Mark D'Antonio, being on the road, being aggressive.
Holmes in the game at running back for 4th and 2. It's Lewerke straight ahead for a Michigan State first down. And they wind up moving the chains after facing 3rd down and 18. He's in close to 400 yards. First down from the 39 and against pressure. Lewerke on the roll, turns his shoulders and throws incomplete. That was Denzel Ward breaking up a pass intended for Matt Sokol. 2nd and 10.
Well, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the Big Ten. That's number 12, Denzel Ward. Watch him track Sokol all the way across the field. Just makes a perfect play on the football. Looks like he undercuts at the very end. It's textbook coverage.
One of the top NFL. L.J. Scott back in there. On 2nd and 10, Lewerke scans and throws underneath. It's Ward. Scott motions out on 3rd and 7. Buckeyes bring 4. Lewerke's in trouble and sacked by Bosa. Play drive its first time. It stalled because of a couple of sacks. They begin this drive with an L.J. Scott run. It's a short gain. Bruce Feldman letting us know during the break.
Effectiveness.
On 2nd and 7, more pressure against Lewerke, and it forces a high throw over Felton Davis. Starters facing perhaps the best defensive line in the country. That is Felton Davis you just saw circled. Lewerke flush, turns the shoulders into one-on-one incomplete. Malik Harrison was stepped
to honor his friend.
And all the Spartans thinking about the Butler family today. Pressure coming on 2nd down. Lewerke for Cody White and incomplete with a coverage from Denzel Ward. On the other side, Arnett and Sheffield rotate, but neither one of those guys close to what Ward is. Lewerke throwing in that direction this time, but pretty good coverage from Arnett. Lewerke rolls from his own end zone, incomplete.
That's a front.
2 for 8 so far. He's been sacked twice. Fakes to Scott, sets his feet to the sideline for White. Out of his reach, 3rd down.
All left to be played, but the way he's played this year is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country.
Huge game in Bedlam last week. And the first quarter owned by Ohio State. Lewerke throws behind Stewart and finishes his first quarter with 7 consecutive incompletions.
They're constantly in 3rd and long, and really they haven't been able to run the football effectively.
3 consecutive 3-and-outs for the Spartans, and they begin this drive with an L.J. Scott run for a short game. Our first game, 39-38 here 2 weeks ago. And then the 27-24 loss to the Spartans in East Lansing last week. A draw play had no chance. Sam Hubbard is all over L.J. Scott, and again, it's 3rd and long.
These guys are so quick and so fast to the football. I mean, Sam Hubbard had a beat on that the entire way. Brian Lewerke's trying to set up a draw. See how he pauses? Just too much time. And you see David Beadle pulling around and try to, seal him off. Can't get there fast enough.
3rd down 10. Lewerke again scrambling. Chase from behind. There's a flag down, and he's down with the ball out. Picked up by Damon Arnett.
And it looked like it was going to be a holding penalty on Michigan State.
Country here in the Spartans. And Gerald Holmes gets 3.
After that long rain delay, maybe they're hoping for rain here in Columbus.
I think they're out of luck. Might snow. But here's a draw. And again, there's penetration in that Michigan State backfield.
They got to get Felton Davis involved at some point in the passing game.
He's to the bottom of the screen, defended by Sheffield. Lewerke looking in his direction. He'll now run and dive his way close to a. He was able to have time to hit against Penn State last week when he threw for 400 yards for a 2nd consecutive week. They're on the sweep on first.
Connor Cook was a high-round draft pick. I mean, and these are all guys who are moving on to play at the next level. It's saying a lot as far as his production.
9 men at the line of scrimmage for Ohio State. And they bring a bunch of them. It's picked up this time, and Lewerke throws off target to the sideline for Rise.
We saw that earlier in this drive.
Ohio State bringing it, and incomplete. No chance for Brian.
Hitting ability as far as speed from the backfield.
Got a complete performance for Ohio State. They've held Michigan State's offense to just 49 yards total. And L.J. Scott has a big chunk of. On 2nd down, Lewerke comes back to his 2nd read, and it hovers out there dangerously into the arms of Cody White. On 3rd and 2, they fake to Stewart. Lewerke runs it, won't get it. Shut down by Chris Ward.
The way Ohio State's offense has executed.
So 4th down and 1. Michigan State has converted its lone 4th down try today. Lewerke going with a hard count. Nobody budging. Now they'll sneak it. And get it. L.J. Scott gets a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7. Off play action. Lewerke zipping one to the sideline, and it's picked off by Damon Arnett. And the penalty moves it into Ohio State territory for the first time in a long time, and Lewerke looked for Matt Sokol. Empty set for 2nd and 10. Lewerke with a nice throw for Cody White and a 1st down inside. On 1st down, Lewerke off play action, turns the shoulders and heaves this one to Arnett. They just delayed the inevitable with a penalty. Ultimately, Arnett gets the interception.
It's been Velcro coverage all game long, meaning tight coverage, but that one is clearly just a miscommunication between Brian Lewerke, the sophomore, and the true freshman, Cody White. You're going to see Cody White's just going to stop on this route, thinking that he's running a comeback, and Lewerke thinks he's converting it up the sideline. Arnett with the easy interception, and it's good to see him rewarded after he had the interception that was negated earlier from the targeting.
2 timeouts, 59 seconds, and their best starting field position of the day. That's White that comes into the backfield. This is a trick play. White looking to throw it, and he juggles it, slips out of a tackle, and runs his way with a crunching block in 7 seconds. 2nd and 5. Lewerke steps into a throw for Stewart, who is quickly planted.
Touchdown last week. Shut out so far today.
Ohio State bringing pressure, picked up this time. That is Felton Davis, the intended receiver, but Kendall Sheffield. And it's almost more shocking once you watch this and see what they're doing to the 12th ranked Spartans. Darrell Stewart needs to get out of bounds. 5 today. On 3rd and short, he's got a first down. From the 19-yard line on 1st and 10. Lewerke steps out of Hubbard's sack attempt. A heave to the end zone. Broke it up and incomplete.
Week up in Iowa City.
L.J. Scott had a 20-yard run on one of his first. On 2nd down, Lewerke sees a free rusher bursting through. It's Chris Worley. The criticism in the loss against Iowa was that they were out prepared, that Iowa was more ready to play that game than Ohio State was. They flipped the script on that narrative this week. L.J. Scott on the shovel track.
I don't know that anyone's running away with it, but Baker Mayfield probably in the driver's seat down at Oklahoma.
Lewerke with a nice toss for Cody White.
They do. The Stoops family, annual charity event.
2nd and 5. Here's Gerald Holmes in at the line of scrimmage and drop. Borland instead. 3rd down 6 for Michigan State. Ohio State bringing it. Lewerke finally hooks up with his tight end Sokol. When the stop coming from Tober ended his season. Fully recovered in time for the spring. Undisputed starter for the first time this year. He tosses it for Gerald Holmes, who's stopped by Borland. On 2nd down, underneath Rison. Hunter Rison for a gain of 5. Even risk further injury in a 48-3 game. Andre London, we've not seen in a couple of games, and a tailback for Michigan State. They fake it to him, rolling Lewerke to his left. Incomplete, looking for Cody White.
Different than what they looked like a week ago.
London sidesteps a free rusher and is toppled after a gain of 2. Team staff Urban Meyer's put together here. Greg Schiano in his 2nd year said that he turned down a couple of head coaching offers this offseason to stay here. That ball is intercepted by Damon Webb. The 3rd Ohio State takeaway of the day. And Webb takes this one all the way back inside the 20. Flags fly at the end of the play as Webb is popped out of bounds.
His 3rd interception of the season, and he's just got vision the whole time looking at Lewerke. Lewerke thinks he's okay, but it's Webb's ability to close and be sideline to sideline as that middle of the field defender to come up with the interception. You can see at the very end of the play, it's Cole Chewins.
Foul, late hit out of bounds. Passing team number 61. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down, Ohio State.
Just adds injury to insult, but once again, this Ohio State defense has come up the big play. And clearly, Webb out of bounds when Chewins made contact.
Here's Darrell Stewart on a gain of 1. On 3rd and 9, Ohio State still bringing it. Sokol in the flats, stopped immediately.
1,000 yards, been spectacular, and also they have a really shaky defense. He's put that program on his back. There's no experience at the running backs going into the year. There was no D.D. Westbrook, and he has been nearly flawed.
He didn't vote for me, and I thought he was serious, so I called you out on it because he didn't have a vote. Although it still remains a fact, he didn't vote for you.
No, he didn't.
Completion to Cody White for a first.
To get to know, the person behind the helmet, it's always a fun experience. And it's always great to go to New York City when you get the chance.
There's a shovel pass. A short gain. 42 in the Capital One Bowl against Alabama a few years back. Deficit right now 45. Lewerke throws one-on-one, an adjustment made by Jackson for a 1st down. Andre London has room off the right side for a gain of 7 or 8. London again, good patient running, 1st down. Davis held without a reception. 1st and 10. They bring pressure and an underneath throw to Rison. On Rison for 7. A lot of Michigan State fans that they'd be sitting in November at 7-3 and 6 or 5-2 in the conference. With as young as they are, I think a lot of people would have taken that.
76 underclassmen on this roster coming into the season. Lacked so much experience and really
now scary a year from now. Lewerke sneaks it.
Lined up at quarterback. Excuse me, that's Messiah DeWeaver.
Yep. They roll him to his right. Baptized into the game with a sack.
He's an Ohio guy. I think that maybe plays into this a little bit, right? Because Damian Terry's out of Erie, Pennsylvania. He's typically their backup.
Sacked twice. And as many plays.
Schools with the type of depth that Ohio State has, in particular up front on their defensive line.
Coming again after DeWeaver, who takes off this time. Messiah DeWeaver runs out of bounds inside the 15. DeWeaver able to step away initially. This time he's tripped up and goes down. Chase Young hit